Have your family or friends ever told you that they don't believe in the Bible? That it's just a myth? The Bible tells us in Psalms 85 verse 11, "Truth shall spring out of the earth." And now it has. RealDiscoveries.com presents amazing hard evidence concerning the stories of the Bible. For generations, the Holy Land has kept its secrets hidden. Secrets which strongly support the Bible's account of history. The Real Discoveries team dig deep in search of the truth behind the people and places described in biblical stories and unearth some truly breathtaking findings. Real people, real places. RealDiscoveries.com. In Genesis 18 verse 20, the Bible tells of two cities named Sodom and Gomorrah.
Then the Lord said, "The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not,
Sodom and Gomorrah,
I will know."
beside the Dead Sea, which became so evil that God rained down burning sulfur upon them. The two cities were completely annihilated. Simon and a group of skeptics traveled to the Dead Sea in Israel to search for the remains of Sodom and Gomorrah. What they found left them speechless. Shapes resembling ziggurats, sphinxes, and strange buildings lay amid a wasteland of ash and sulfur.
Ziggurats, sphinxes,
Journey with the Real Discoveries team to the destroyed cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and see for yourself the evidence that they truly were incinerated by God.
brimstone, bigger than any that Simon had found. Filled with excitement, everyone began looking under bushes. Suddenly, it was everywhere, like strawberry picking, bigger and bigger samples. "66 samples were collected in all that day. Fired into the wall at a phenomenal velocity, the sphere, burning at a ferocious heat, had melted the wall around it, creating a brown husk before it was extinguished, starved of oxygen.
Join the team as they take these deadly sulfuric missiles to be tested in the laboratory and witness for yourself the jaw-dropping results.
Back in the UK, Simon, Emma, and Einar began the long job of evaluating what they had found at the Intertech Sunbury Technology Center. An X-ray fluorescent technician was to supervise an analysis of the brimstone samples. In order to provide a sample good enough for the precision of the X-ray fluorescent spectrometer to read, Andy had to be very thorough in his preparation. In short, Simon's brimstone samples were to be analyzed. Then the same tests would be conducted on sulfur flowers that had been chemically refined by laboratory methods. What was happening was difficult to grasp.
But if you're finding it actually sort of embedded in walls and things like that.
To cut them out of the walls.
Right. No.
You might have to spend an hour cutting out
Right.
one out of actual rock where it was just so embedded in the rock because you couldn't actually pull it out.
Right.
We've got a prize specimen at home. It's about the size of my fist.
Right.
And I cut it right out of the rock and I stood in the rock, left it in there, where it's come down
Right.
and embedded itself
Right.
It may have burned for some time and then...
Yes. Yeah, because the outside probably would be very hot and therefore it would burn. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen anything like that.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to another live program, Revelation TV. Tonight's program is all about the search for Sodom and Gomorrah. I've got a couple in the studio tonight who went out in search of Sodom and Gomorrah, and I'll introduce you to them in a second. Arrange for it to be done.
See them burn one of the balls of sulfur sent down from the heavens to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah.
Same sulfur.
Revelation what?
Revelation 21, verse 7.
Okay.
It's mentioned there. The same sulfur that came down on these evil cities, we're told that they will come down again in the future.
Revelation 21?
Revelation 21, verse 7.
7. He who overcomes will inherit these things.
That's it.
Okay.
Carry on through then.
Okay, but the cowardly and the unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the immoral persons and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars, their part will be in the lake that burns with fire and brimstone. And this is the second death.
That's correct.
So here we're looking at the lighting of one of these sulfur balls, which was found way back. Well, it was originally landed somewhat 3,500, 4,000 years ago. Was that the timing?
About 3,900 years ago.
Or 3,900 to be precise.
Yes, that's
to the day.
That's correct.
And here you can see that, now you couldn't do this with a stone, could you? You couldn't make it burn. So this is quite unique. Bob, how unique is this? We're hearing it obviously from Simon and Emma, but
Well, the smell is pretty unique, I must
is it?
admit.
That's not me.
But unique in that you only find these balls, apparently, in these 5 areas where the 5 cities would have existed. Normal
God, it's a strong smell. It smells
really
like
is
it is
powerful.
when you're in the Dead Sea.
Yeah,
You've got that smell, haven't you?
Yeah. And these balls are only found in this area down by the Dead Sea. Usually sulfur is found in crystal form, but nowhere can you find it like this. So that makes it very unique. Oh, it is pretty
Very
strong.
great.
Very strong, isn't it?
This is an
This is the first time we've ever had anything like this.
RealDiscoveries.com. Real people, real places. RealDiscoveries.com. Journey on with the Real Discoveries team as they search for the true location of the tomb of Jesus Christ and the real site of his crucifixion.
Our search for the tomb of Jesus.
For centuries, some of the world's greatest explorers have sought the tomb of Jesus, only to stumble across as many questions as answers. Now a handful of believers seek the answers to those questions and the truth about possibly the most important archaeological puzzle in human history in an incredible new documentary feature by the Real Discoveries team. Led by 46-year-old former UK businessman Simon Brown, are a tenacious group of explorers on a mission to prove the stories of the Bible. Fresh on the heels of their acclaimed films, Our Search for Sodom and Gomorrah and Our Search for Real Discoveries, aired on Sky Television, Simon and his team set off in search of the final resting place of Jesus Christ. On their travels, the Real Discoveries team meets scholars and historians, scientists and archaeologists as they gradually piece together the mystery of the tomb of Jesus. Matching their real-world findings to details straight from the pages of the Bible, their new film, Our Search for the Tomb of Jesus, weaves an incredible tale that spans millennia, from Constantine the Great to the Knights Templar, to modern-day Jerusalem and the many secrets she still harbors. This new DVD includes brand new evidence never before seen on screen about the legendary tomb of Jesus Christ, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the famous Garden Tomb. Official Shroud of Turin photographer and renowned authority on the burial of Jesus, Barry Schwartz, was so fascinated by the discoveries made by Simon and his team that he has indicated a desire to reopen his own investigations based on their findings. You're always skeptical, says Simon, but he's seen these things with his own eyes and he was amazed. He has a passionate desire to share their discoveries with people who may not fully realize the importance of the Bible and its message. Our Search for the Tomb of Jesus is available now online at RealDiscoveries.com. The Real Discoveries team reveal, for the first time ever, incredible new scientific evidence that sheds light on the truth of the resurrection. share their exhilaration as they visit two tombs, believed to be the very tombs where our Saviour Jesus Christ was laid and later rose.
Jerusalem has two sites, each of which is considered by Bible scholars and archaeologists to be the true tomb of Jesus. But they can't both be the site. And why have the arguments about Jesus' tomb become so enmeshed with issues of doctrine?
Could either of them truly be the tomb of Jesus? Find out as the Real Discoveries team explore the tomb of Jesus.
Christians believe that Jesus was crucified at a place called Golgotha, outside the walls of Jerusalem on Good Friday.
They came to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull.
Jesus had cried out again in a loud voice. He gave up his spirit.
As evening approached, there came a rich man from Arimathea named Joseph, who had himself become a disciple of Jesus. Going to Pilate, he asked for Jesus' body, and Pilate ordered that it be given to him. Joseph took the body, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and placed it in his own new tomb that he had cut out of the rock. He rolled a big stone in front of the entrance to the tomb and went away. Mary Magdalene and the other Mary were sitting there opposite the tomb. After the Sabbath, at dawn on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb.
3 days later, on Easter Sunday, he rose from the dead, leaving the tomb empty.
There was a violent earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven, and going to the tomb, rolled back the stone and sat on it.
The tomb is significant to Christians of all denominations because it is the site of Jesus' burial and of his resurrection. But whilst the Bible tells us about the events of Holy Week, after 2,000 years, we are less certain about where these events took place. The group decided it was time to investigate the other site, the Garden Tomb. There is no church, just a quiet and peaceful garden. What evidence do we have that this is the tomb of Jesus? First of all, although there is evidence that early Christians believed this was the true site, it lay pretty well undiscovered until the middle of the 19th century. Until 1867, the site was a wasteland, and nothing was discovered until the Greek family owning the land decided to dig for water. They found a cave which they decided to excavate further to install a water cistern. The excavation took almost half a century, but in the end, the site was very much as we see it today. From time immemorial, it had been called Skull Hill, and Golgotha is Aramaic for the place of the skull. If we look at the site from here, we can clearly see the shape of the eye sockets and the nose.